Let's start with Spain. 1-0 against Iran. Ali, what did you make of their display and the way it unfolded?
Underwhelming and frustrating at times, but when you have Iran and literally and physically have all 11 players behind the ball and really all in and around the 18-yard box, it's just difficult to find spaces. The problem with Spain is that they have one way to play and one way to play only. And so in moments where perhaps you could have had a little bit more variety, maybe putting balls into the box, maybe adding a second striker, it's not what Spain does naturally. They're just going to pass you to death and hopefully something breaks through. It did break through in a knee bash goal by Diego Costa, and they'll take the 3 points and move on to the last game. But they'll have to improve, and I think they know that very well.
Nothing that Spain didn't expect from this encounter against Iran, facing 11 behind the ball.
No, and I think it's a real difficult game to judge the Spanish because, as Ali mentioned, I mean, they were so deep. And, OK, you can resort to sticking 6 or 7 balls in the box as quickly as possible. It comes out, you get it wide, you put it back in. But it's kind of not what they do, and they were trying to prod and find those little gaps. They weren't really there. Lucas Vazquez played. He's pacey, but there was no space to run into. Even David Silva found it difficult to find those little balls. So credit to Iran. I mean, as a spectacle, it didn't do much, particularly for the first hour. But at the end of the day, the Iranians were trying to drag out a draw, but it didn't quite work for them.
It reminded me a little bit of the group game against Argentina 4 years ago. Similar thing. Messi won it at the end for Argentina. This time, it was Diego Costa.
Yeah, I think Ali's right. At some point, they had to play the ball into the box because Diego Costa is decent in the air. I know he was outnumbered, but then get players in and around the knockdown. Every time they did get the ball into dangerous areas, there was a scramble, they may have scored, and Iran got some good blocks in. But all the time they were passing round the front and going wide and then going back round the front again. Iran were happy with that. The worrying thing for Spain was when they did score and Iran started to come out and play, they did create 1 or 2 chances.
Yeah.
You know, it was a great header, or should have been a great header near the end of the game.
Yeah, Iran had the ball in the back of the net, didn't they? It was rightly ruled offside by the assistant referee rather than VAR. Another great chance from a header near the end.
Yeah, there were nervous moments for Spain when Iran was not interested in attacking. And yet, even without being interested in attacking, they still created some opportunities. I just thought that individually, there are a couple of performances that you can highlight from Spain. I thought Isco was very good. I thought Diego Costa is always a presence in that 18-yard box. And if you use him in a way in which you can take advantage of his abilities, he's going to score goals for you. But other than that, you start looking around and you're thinking, it could be better from Lucas Vazquez. He could be better from Andres Iniesta. You didn't really see Carvajal being a presence in the attack because there was no space to attack into. Jordi Alba, that you see him appearing late when he plays with Barcelona, he didn't quite have that space to go into. And so it limits the possibilities for Spain. It's going to be similar against Morocco. Even though Morocco is now out of the tournament, maybe they try to go into this game with a different approach, and then maybe that allows Spain some space to play and the opportunity to really showcase who they are.
Having had 2 looks at them now, Craig, is Spain looking like likely winners of this tournament?
Well, no. Sorry?
No, I mean, seriously.
Well, I mean, as I say, you can't really judge them on that game in particular. I mean, the first game was tremendous. The first game against Portugal. I mean, I'm okay, they gave up three goals, but it was just a great game. I mean, Germany might pep up in the coming days and sort themselves out. Brazil had an off day against Switzerland with Neymar flicks and tricks. There's so much water to go under the bridge. Barring a disaster, they are going to be there. You'll see the better Spain against the better teams because the game will open up. We still don't know what Hierro's best team is. There's probably maybe 2 places where it might be up for grabs. You know, Carvajal's come in for Nacho, that was expected. Will Iniesta play deeper against the better teams, or will he play further forward? Will Koke come in, or will Thiago comes in? Will Asensio play a part if Iniesta plays a bit deeper? So I think there's a couple of positions that are up for grabs in the Spanish team. I think they played that way today because of the opposition. Move on to the next game, get a result against Morocco. Then I think we'll start to see the best of Spain.
I think there's a slight worry about when they play the better teams being caught on the counter-attack. That midfield at the moment lacks energy. You know, Iniesta, Craig was talking about him playing in a deep position. Koke played the last game, and they were still counter-attacked by Portugal quite well. Busquets, I don't think, you know, he's never been a pacey player, but he's not able to get round the pitch quite as much as he used to be able to. And they've been counter-attacked too easily. Isco is playing as the sort of forward midfield player, but he doesn't really want to recover. He wants to go out into wide areas. He wants to go and join with Diego Costa. So that would be my big worry for Spain going forward.